Greetings everyone, and welcome to my channel. Happy Samhain. I'm Lady Starfire, and today I want to talk to you about the Sabbath that's coming up on October the 31st. Samhain, Samhain, or Samhain, all depending on where you come from and what you want to call it, how you pronounce it. Regular people just call it Halloween. So all of it works. It is the third and final of the harvest festivals. And so at this time, we do a lot of things. We honor our ancestors. We give thanks for our harvest, our gourds and our pumpkins and, all of the other things, depending on where you live and where you're from, that's harvested at this time. Okay. So, but one of the main things that we do is ancestors. So we may do a lot of different things depending on your tradition. Okay. I tried to decorate. This is my ancestor altar that I've, set up, and not so much a working altar. All right. So if you're casting a circle, then you have all your working altar or altars, and then you have a separate table or altar set up that is going to hold your food and drink, and at least a white candle, more if you want. You can set up pictures of your ancestors or, whoever it is that you're wanting to honor at this time. Okay. Whatever you eat is what you put out, or you can also do it as, putting out the food of those loved ones, what they really enjoyed the most, what drink that they wanted, a little shot glass, glass of water, wine, coffee, Coca-Cola, whatever it is. Okay. Set out as much as you want. Okay. Whatever it is that honors them. And we'll get into all of that a little bit more as well. Another thing that you can do is build a labyrinth. Now, yes, they make these gigantic ones, but you don't have to. If it's just you, make a small one. It's real simple to go online and look up a diagram of a labyrinth. And there's, some different basic designs, but you can make it as big or as little as you need to, for however many people that you're going to have. If it's just for you, it can be small. If you're having more, then you want to make sure that you allow room for, in between people, okay, so that nobody's running up on anyone. Because the purpose of the labyrinth is you're walking in, okay, you're walking slow, your head kind of down, you're thinking about the things that maybe you need to let go of at this time, okay? The heartache, the sadness, so things that you've gone through over this year, and you're working your way through this labyrinth, okay? And it circles part around, and you come back, and you keep going until you reach the center. Now, if you're able, have you a fire pit of some sort in the center. It can be your barbecue grill with a fire going in it. You could have as long as you can still have a metal coffee can or something, and make you a small fire in there. All right. It's just so that when you get to that center, you have this, you can sit and reminisce and release all of this from you. Okay. It's just a great thing to do, to release it. All right. And it's, the whole thing is about death and rebirth. Okay. So once you have spent your time in the center of the labyrinth, don't reach back and grab that baggage and leave it there. Okay. And then you're going to work your way back out. All right. Some have one way in, one way out. Some you're going back out the way you came in. If you are doing it that way and you have multiple people, be sure that if you're on your way out, that you stop and give way to those that are on their journey. Okay? So that they're not stopped as they're making their journey in. Okay? it's all about being respectful. Okay, so it's just a really, good thing to do. Now, there are others that are going to do ritual circle. Okay, and like I talked to you about when I talked about crossing overs. Okay, because at Samhain is when the veil is the thinnest. Okay, and it's a much easier time for our ancestors and loved ones to cross over the veil. All right, you may have been seeing a lot more spirit activity right now. But whoever is casting the circle needs to be in control of that circle, and depending on who they call. Okay, some people go to the west and call Hecate, because she is a dark goddess or goddess of the underworld. One of those, or any other one that you are familiar with and work with that would fall under that. Others like me will call on Papa Legba, and I did not bring in my Papa stick on this one, but I did have it one of the other ones to show you. But I call in Papa Legba to open the doorway and only allow through those that are called. Okay, so therefore, everyone that is in your circle, in turn, you usually have someone that will go around to each one to let them know that it's their turn to call their loved one. You can call more than one. It's up to the high priest or high priestess of the circle as to, how many, but each person that's there calls on their person or their people that they want to, call through and talk to and, enjoy their presence. Okay. Be sure to have plenty of tissues on hand, because it can and usually is a very emotional time. Okay. But, and allow everybody to spend a decent amount of time with their loved ones. But when the time comes, okay, then your job as the leader or leaders of the circle is to go around and gather up all of those loved ones that came through. Okay, because some of them might try to stay, some of the people might try to hide them. And yes, so your job is to gather them all up and take them back to either whoever you called in the west, or, to Papa, if that's who you're working with, and make sure that they all go back through the doorway, the veil, okay, to the other side. And then ask whoever to close that door, okay? People, you can do all sorts of things. You can have everyone write out petitions to those loved ones and burn them, while they're there, before they come in, however you want to do it. Okay. Once again, there's no right or wrong as long as you are showing honor. Okay. Always show honor to those ancestors, to those loved ones, and to each other. Show compassion for everyone in there. Don't forget about, the thanks for the harvest. Okay. All of this is important during this whole ritual time. Okay. Giving gifts of harvest, whether it's somebody bringing gourds to put on the altar or around the cauldron, or, whatever it is. Okay. Or on the ancestor altar. How you do it is up to you. There's really not a right or wrong. I put out a few things just to kind of give you ideas of, the plate of food and stuff, because that's one of the things is, you put the plate of food out before you start the ritual, or have it there to put out during the ritual. Light the candle. Now, as a general rule, you light a white candle and it burns all night. That way, during the night, your ancestors are allowed to come and feed their spirit from the food, that was left out. Whatever is left is then, put out under whatever offering tree or whatever that you have, it all goes there. Any liquid that's left gets poured out at that point too. But have drink out. Whatever their favorite drinks are, have it out. Okay? Have pictures or items that belong to them, things that call them to let them know that they're remembered and they're welcomed there. Okay? You will find, if you don't already know and already do it, you'll see posts that a lot of us make when someone posts something about, someone passing. We will say things like, all hail the traveler, because they're now traveling the bridge, to the Summerland. Or we will remember. And it's just stating that we will always remember that person, that spirit, that soul. Okay? It's a wonderful time, but it's also a very emotional time for those of us that have lost. Okay? I'm going to try not to get into that too much, or I'll be here blubbering myself. All right? So, be compassionate, be loving, be understanding to anyone that you bring into your circle, into your gathering, okay, in this time of honor, all right? Because some losses are new. Some may be old, but feel like they're new, okay? And so everybody handles it different. So just always remember that maybe you're a person that deals well with it. It doesn't mean that everyone else does. So remember that compassion for those that may not be dealing quite as well. Okay? This suck it up and put on your big girl panties and whatever. It doesn't work when it comes to loss. Okay? It just doesn't. Helping someone through is another thing, but being cold about it is not the way to make that happen. All right? I've seen people try to do that, and it's just wrong. It really, really is wrong, okay? Because we all deal with it different. Now, granted, somebody that is in too much of a depression and just not accepting and, going on with their life, then yes, that's a time to try to help them, but helping them in the right way, okay? So that's my little speech on that. Is just compassion at this time of year is so important, okay? But remembrance, how we remember those that have gone before us, is very important, okay? Think about how you want to be remembered, all right? When it comes your time to leave this world, how do you want to be remembered? How you want to be remembered is how you need to be living your life. I want to be remembered as the person, the lady, whatever, that was mama to everyone, that did everything she could to help people, that made videos to try to teach all the right stuff, whether people like them or not, whether they're boring or not, or whether it's like, oh my gosh, she's just telling more stuff, okay? At least people will be able to say that I put the information out there for you, okay? What you do with it is up to you, but that's what I do, is I put the information out there, okay? I want to be remembered for having a big heart and being full of love and compassion, and that, that I loved my family, okay? So, I just, I want to be remembered for those good things, all right? So what do you want to be remembered for? Really think about it. And if what you want to be remembered for doesn't coincide to the way you're living your life, I'd suggest you make some changes, because we never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Any of us could be here today, gone tomorrow. There's no guarantees about anything, no matter what your age is, okay? No matter how young you are, how old you are, whatever. There are no guarantees. So try to live your life so that you will be remembered for being the type of person that you want to be remembered for. Okay? It's really easy. It really is an easy thing to do, okay? By the way, while we're talking about all this, if you've ever celebrated Samhain, or if you've lost anyone, or know someone that has, click the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave me some comments. All right, let me know how you celebrate Samhain. And which way do you pronounce it? Do you do the Samhain or the Samhain? I did Samhain forever until I moved up here, and everybody kept talking about Samhain. I didn't even know what they were talking about because I'd never heard any other pronunciation. Texas, we call it Samhain. So, which is a proper pronunciation, by the way, because we had a big battle. And so I did the research, found, 3 different pronunciations. So let me know, spell it out phonetically, which way you pronounce it. I'd like to know. Anyway, back to our celebration. Honor the gods, whichever one or ones or whatever that you honor. Thank them for your bountiful harvest. Okay, whatever that harvest is. Okay, doesn't matter what your harvest is, and and I don't hear, well, I don't plant a garden. It doesn't matter. You go out and you work, you get a paycheck. Thank you for my harvest. Okay, same thing as if you're going out plowing a field and planting something, and then you go pick it. That's your harvest. Your work and your labor was doing the planting and caring for those plants. So if you're working a job and and you get a paycheck, same thing. Okay. Thank them for having that job. Thank them for a decent paycheck that has managed to feed you and your family and keep a roof over your head. And, all of these things is just really important. Be sure that you're preparing for the winter months to come. Now, if you're on the other side down there somewhere, then, everything is the opposite. But for all of us that, on this side of the equator, we are, going into the winter months soon. So I've already got my long sleeve on because it's been kind of chilly here. It's going to warm back up a little bit, but it's been chilly. So prepare for all this. Make sure that you've got food for the winter months to come, and when the power may go off because there's snow or there's whatever. Okay, that's what all of this harvesting is about, is harvesting while we can to put away for the winter time, to make sure that we have these things. And so this is why we give thanks. Thank you for allowing us to have a bountiful harvest so that we will be able to eat this winter. Okay. Make sure that your ancestors know that they're always welcome to come back. It's also, important that when you're just calling on ancestors, that, on this, you're usually calling on specific ones, but just calling on them, be careful who you call too. It's best as a general rule to work with those of the light. That way you're not getting, some in that were really angry and whatever and causing some kind of issues. But be specific on who you're calling in. And, my close ones all know you're welcome. Come to me anytime, the day, night, it doesn't matter. Please and thank you, because I always want them around me. I love having my son and my mother and my daddy and my grandparents and all these people around me, because it helps me to feel all that love. Okay, so enjoy that love. Pay attention to it. Quit being so busy in life and doing this all day long on your phone. Okay? Pay attention and you'll catch those little signs, especially right now because the veil is so thin and they can come around so much more. Just that little brush of the cheek, some kind of a little sound when there's nobody there to make the sound. My best friend, he always knows when his mother is around because the vent hood over his stove will come on. She used to sit there and smoke when it was too cold to go outside, so the vent hood would pull the smoke out, and so it'll just come on randomly. When he asked her about it, he said he felt like it was probably his mother, and I went, yeah, it is. Because she knows that's a sign that you would recognize, okay? And that's how you know when they're around. They'll do little things that you recognize, whether it's the smell of a cigar or a pipe or cigarette or a perfume or a cologne, or, a touch. All of these things help you to know that they're there. And then during this time, especially if they feel welcome, they're there. I promise you. They are there. You just have to open yourself up to the signs. And you have to give thanks. And you can put out a plate of food and drink and a candle anytime. You don't have to wait for Samhain to do it. You can do this anytime you want to, when you want to commune with them and when you want to honor them and feed their spirit. You don't have to wait for, October the 31st to come around every year to do it. You can have an ancestor altar set up all year round and, have special things on there and pictures and stuff, and periodically, put some food on there. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It's whatever you're eating. Whatever you eat, you give them some. If they happen to really love chocolate, throw some chocolates out there. Whatever it is, okay? Just think about them. Thinking about them and doing little things that would please them, that would make them happy if they were standing right there. That's what you do now, okay? Just enjoy this time. Remember, let go of what you need to let go of. Show honor, humility, give thanks, and honor those loved ones. Okay? Honor their memory. Always end with, we will remember. Okay? I hope this helps you. I really do. I hope everyone has a marvelous, wonderful Samhain. I hope you all have a great and awesome bounty of harvest. I hope that all of your ancestors come to you, that you ask for them to be there. I hope that you really understand and relate to what this Sabbath means. Okay? I know this video, I haven't had a lot of my laughter in it. For me, it's not one for that. It's a more solemn occasion. Unless, of course, certain ones of my ancestors show up, and then it's going to be funny. So, there you go. But I wish y'all all the best. Okay? If you're having a really rough time, you know what? I'm hugging you, okay? I'm holding you up. I'm giving you a shoulder, and I'll help you dry your tears, okay? Because I know what it's like. I feel it, okay? So, everyone have a wonderful and safe Sabbath. If you do the trick-or-treating thing that goes along with Halloween, be safe. Don't eat too much candy. Don't need any diabetics going on, okay? And just be happy, okay? Be happy and be the person that you want to be remembered for being, okay? So, if you haven't done it already, click all those buttons down there, do all the things, leave me some comments. Thank you for watching my videos all the way through. It means a lot. If you did, leave me a purple heart or a pumpkin or whatever emoji that you can stick down there, okay? Just to let me know that you actually watched it all the way through. And remember that I love you and I'm here for you in any way I can be. All you got to do is pop me a comment or contact me and I'll do whatever I can. Okay? So until the next video, or until you happen to stop in to see me, whichever the case is, everyone have a wonderful day, happy harvest, happy Samhain, or Samhain, and blessed be.